Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I'm a Colombo, Australian woman living in Melbourne, and today I haven't done a book tab yet. I think it's time I do my first bookish tag, and it's gonna be A to Z. How it works is that I'm gonna get prompts from the A to Z all about books and book preferences and authors and all that, and I'm just gonna respond with my answers. Okay, let's just start with A. We have author you have read the most books from, and this is Liane Moriarty. So Liane Moriarty is an Australian author. She has 9 books published at the moment, 2020 April, and I have read them all. It's so good. It's mystery, kind of mystery, contemporary mystery. Oh, one of them is The Big Little Lies, the adaptation that Reese Witherspoon bought. She is the star with Nicole Kidman and all other celebrities that I don't know their names. So that's one of the books. But her best book, in my opinion, is The Husband's Secret and What Alice Forgot. So good. Moving on to B, best sequel ever. And for this one, I did have a hard time because I haven't read that many trilogies or series. Normally, I just read the standalone. So for this one, I'm gonna pick Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. This is a science fiction YA type of book where it's a utopia where science has advanced so much that people don't die anymore of natural causes, or people don't kill other people. There is a problem because if no one dies, then there is overpopulation and all that. So what happens is that this Thunderhead, which is like the god or like the system that manages the universe, the world, creates the scythehood, and they are people, normal people, but they are chosen to be scythes. So they decide when someone actually dies. So they have the power to end the life of any individual, and it's all about that universe. I mean, the universe. It's mind-blowing. I don't know how he has so much imagination. C, currently reading. I'm halfway the second book of Nevermore, Wondersmith, The Calling of Morrigan Crow. The first one, I really enjoyed it. This book is a middle grade book, pretty much like Harry Potter meets Hunger Games kind of thing. So, yep. I have talked about it in my previous videos. I'm not gonna talk about it again. D, drink of choice while reading. I actually don't drink while I'm reading. I mean, if I'm thirsty, I will drink a soft drink, Coke Zero. But no, I don't drink alcohol, to be honest. Not that much. So, E, e-reader or physical books? Okay. Digital versus physical. As you can see, I love having physical books, but the reality is they are very expensive. So when I cannot find a very economical or less than $10 physical book, I will just to read digital. F, fictional character you will have dated in high school. Oh, this one was so hard, and I think the only one that came to mind was Peter from Hunger Games. I think he was so honest. He was so nice. I mean, if I have to pick one, it would be him. But what about you? Who will be your high school crush from the literary world? Oh, you know who? Sherlock Holmes. Oh yes, Sherlock Holmes. And especially if it is that British guy, but Cucumber, something like that. That one. Moving on to G. G is glad you gave this book a chance, and this, without a doubt, it's The Little Life by something that I cannot pronounce. Hanya Janihihara. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Little Life. So I didn't know about this book, and one of my colleagues like three years ago gave me the actual book, and the actual book is massive. It's no longer here, I gave it away, but I read it, and yes, it's sad, it's depressing, it's everything that can going wrong for a person, but it's such an impactful book, and I don't regret a second, and it's one of my favorites, if not my favorite book. H, hidden gem book. Okay, the hidden gem book is something that, well, technically probably it's not hidden because it hasn't come out. This is like it just came out. Once a Girl, Always a Boy is a memoir from a transgender man, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's written actually by his mom, and it's about this person who was born as a girl, and since when she was very little she was a tomboy, and then she grew up to always feeling very uncomfortable with her body and not feeling comfortable with anything around her in terms of her identity, and how he evolved and how now he's fully transitioned. And I don't remember to look at the authors before. By Joe Eberster. I'm gonna say yes, important moment in your reading life. I think the important moment in my reading life was last year when I discovered this community, the BookTube community. I didn't know it existed. I always have enjoyed reading a lot, but now when I discovered BookTube and all the community behind it and all the content and the recommendations and the sense of community and the readathons, oh my god, it was such a eye-opening for me, and I was like, yes, this is where I'm gonna take my channel to. Just finished reading, so the last book that I read was Invisible Woman by Carolina Perez. It's a very long book about statistics, data, and knowing the differences between countries and how specific aspects are different across cultures, looking at how everything around women is a disadvantage for us. We are to K and it's already minute 14. Kinds of books you won't read. I don't like horror. Science fiction, just a little bit. The longest book you read. So this one, thanks to my good friends Goodreads, this one is one of the Ken Follett books. 980 pages. That's a lot. Major book hangover because of. So, major book hangovers. I think Little Life, again, that gave me a major book hangover. Then we moved to N, number of bookcases you own. So this is 1, this is 2. I recently moved in with my fiance's parents. At the moment, it's only 2, these 2. O is one book you have read multiple times. Well, apart from Harry Potter that I read like 3 times, this book called Mutant Message Down Under by Marlon Morgan. I read it at university for a course, and then I read it again, and then recently in January I read it again for a 3rd time, and it's such a good book. But after reading for the 3rd time, I did some Googling, and unfortunately the entire book is a scam. So the book is a story about a journalist that comes to Australia and goes to the outback and has this amazing experience with the Aboriginals, and it's all about the connection with the nature and connection with the mind, and the how we humans, or we shouldn't be attached to physical things, to materialistic things. It's amazing. The message was amazing. It was the first book that I read about Australia when I was at uni, and that's kind of the book that put the seed in my mind of coming to Australia. So yeah, I read 3 times, but I wouldn't recommend it because it's fake. She never did that. She never went to the outback. It's a scam. Preferred place to read. My preferred place to read is my hammock outside when it's sunny, or when it's like with a little blanket on top. Yes. Q, quote that inspires you or gives you the feels. Well, you know what? I don't have a favorite quote from a book that I've read. My favorite quote is from Einstein, that is, insanity is doing things the same way over and over again, but respect different results. Yeah, that's my favorite quote of all times. I actually don't have any quote from books. Sorry. So, reading regret. What I'm very bad at is at not stopping reading a book when I'm not enjoying it, like DNFing. I'm very bad at just leaving it like that. I feel like once I started a book, I have a commitment, like I cannot fail. And so barely, I think I only DNF one book in my life. And yeah, but that's a sin, because if you are not enjoying the book, then there is no point for you to read it unless it's for a class or something. But yeah, I'm bad at that. Series you started but need to finish, and all the books are already out. So this is the main one, Agatha Christie. Like, all the books are already out. And I only read probably like 10, maybe 7. Yeah, I just need to get to it. And then T. 3 of your favorite books of all time. A Little Life, All the Light That We Cannot See. And the third one is a non-fiction called How to Win Friends and Influence People. You is Unapologetic Fangirl for, probably not now, but Mr. Grey from 50 Shades of Grey. I devoured those books, and I was so into those books. So yeah, I'm not ashamed of saying that I was a big fan. Now I wouldn't read it, but yeah, I was once a fangirl of Christian Grey. Is very excited for this release more than any other. So we don't have a name, or at least I don't know the name, but it's this year Paula Hawkins from the Girl on the Train. She's meant to release a book in September, and I cannot wait because I really enjoy her style and her mysteries. W is the worst habit. Keep buying books, even though I have like 100 books to read. Yeah, that's my worst habit, because I buy a book every week, probably. We are with the X. X marks the spot. So I have to pick the 27th book on your shelf, starting from the right hand side, your left. So 27. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Tracks. So this is an Australian book, and this is a very similar vibe as the one that I was talking to you about just before in terms of Australian old book. So this is written by Robin Davidson, and there is a movie about it. It's about this girl who takes her camels and a dog through the outback, crossing Australia from side to side. It's similar to what's the name of Reese Witherspoon's one that she goes through the canyon? Well, similar to that one. Walking, run, something like that. So yeah, Tracks. I'm still pending to read it. So why is your latest book purchase? And actually I have it right here. It got Amazon. Amazon is incredible. Amazon here delivers like in one day. My Dark Vanessa. Oh my goodness, I have heard so many good things about this book. Vanessa, she had an affair with her teacher when she was 16. And 15 years into the future, she is put in a position where she has to just think about what happened back then. And although she thought they were in love and it was true love and the teacher actually loved her, it seems like that was not the case, and then she has to reconcile that with how she feels and what does it mean, and did he abuse her and all that. It's so interesting, can't wait. And then we got to the end. It's set. Set. And for set, it's Snatcher, book that stole your sets. My set Snatcher is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. So this is a book that was just published. Lucy Foley is a thriller writer, and this book is the perfect thriller because it sets in an island and there is a wedding with a bunch of guests, but the guests are in the island, like they cannot get out because the weather and so they are locked in an island. And we start the book knowing that someone is dead, but we don't know who is dead, who did it, or why. So everyone has a motive. Everyone kind of has motives for hating each other. So it is really interesting. It keeps you there. The chapters are very small, so I kept saying one more chapter, one more chapter, one more chapter, and yeah, I think I finished it like very, very late, like at 2:30 in the morning in a weekday. So yeah, very, very recommended, Lucy Foley. And that's it. That is the book tag A to Z. Woohoo! A to Z in Spanish. Thank you so much for watching. If you have another Bookish tag that you want me to do, just leave down in the comments. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. It will mean a lot. Yeah, don't forget to give a thumbs up and see you soon. Bye!